Welcome everyone, it's Gray Shirt Guy rocking the gray shirt. As always, it's green. I don't care. It's comfortable. I'm not going to go change. So, we're doing a little studio update. It's been a minute. I haven't posted a video in a little over a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. Trying to keep it short and sweet. First copy of this was 40 minutes, so let's get into it. So, I just finished yesterday, finished the Catachan army. Super happy. It's the second time since I started painting in like 2004 when I was in high school and I got Tau. And I painted with like some Sharpie pens because like the Sharpie made paint pens back then. And I thought painting with paint pens was easier than a brush because I tried painting with brush and then I was painting them yellow and the yellow was bubbly and I didn't understand and I didn't know what primer was. I was way new. But anyways, I've been painting since 2004 on and off. But I only recently have painted a fully painted army by myself, not bought by anybody else. So that would be my Blood Angels, my Silver Blood Angels. Those were the first army I fully painted. I'm super proud of them. They're in my display case, and they look awesome. I walk by them every once in a while. I look at them, and I think they're great. I just finished my Catachan army. I'm super excited about that. You've seen a bunch of the models already, so we're only going to take a quick glance. I'm not going to go into detail about loadouts or anything. I think that's what kind of slowed the video down. But let's do a quick overview of all the models in the army because might as well. Let's take a glance. I think it's a good army. I think you're going to like it. All right, so I'll just maximize that for a second. So this is the army, 2,000 points. It's 1996, good year-ish, I think. I don't know. I grew up in the 90s. I was a kid. So we got our 4 Valkyries, our 3 Hellhounds, our Sentinels, our infantry squads, our characters, and we got some Scions in there. You've seen pretty much everything about the Scions, and I have been posting other videos of some of the characters being painted. So let's kind of just go through this quick. And so we got the Valkyries. I think they look really good. I do like the base work and everything. They were a lot of work to paint. I don't ever want to paint them ever again. I don't ever want to order any more Valkyries. But we got them done. They're done. All right, we got them, boys. Last Valkyrie, once again, I don't like the way the guns are on the doors, and I didn't paint the inside. Whatever. I like the Sentinels. I think they're funny. There are areas of the Sentinels that I could do better, that I can go back and fix. Probably not going to. Sly. Let me give you some feedback. I don't like this model. I like the sculpt. I just don't like what the model was made out of, the resin it was made out of. It's both flexible and non-flexible at the same time, and it was just a pain to assemble and glue and get his feet in the right spot. So I felt like I was going to break him every 5 seconds. But I don't know. He's a good boy. He's a good lad. We got Savine. She was a gem. I love painting her. She was great. I painted her green. I think she looks good. She's going to be hanging around with the command squad. We got Strachan. I think Strachan is actually a pretty good model. I think even though he's still metal, I think it was a good model to paint. And I actually do like the details they did with his boots, which they don't replicate that detail of his boots very well on any of the other Catachan kits out there. We got his command squad with 3 flamers and a heavy flamer. This is the Scions, Tempester Prime, with Power Fist, a Plasma Pistol, and 4 Melta Guns to drop some death. Yeah. And I do like the bases. The bases are slightly different because they're also they double hat as for another Militarum Tempestus solo army. I think the paint scheme on these, I think they turned out really well. I hate how hard they are to paint because of just where your brush has to get and when they're already assembled. But they're hard to sub-assembly because they're so small. They're not like Space Marines where they have a little bit more room to get a drill bit in. And I still haven't figured out the whole poster tack stick thing. I don't know. Anyways, I like to drill holes into my plastic to hold paper clips in. All right. Anyways, back. So we got our Hellhounds. Those are some spiffy looking dudes. And then these guys are what took most of my time. I finished painting these yesterday, so these are the last things I needed painting. And it's just a regular Tempester with a Power Fist and a Plasma Pistol, 2 Plasma Guns, and the rest are the Hotshot las guns. I learned today I could have taken 4 Plasma Guns. The points don't really fit for it. I would have had to take 100 killer missiles or something away, which realistically it's probably a better idea to take 4 plasma guns than 100 killer missiles. But I like 100 killer missiles, so yay! And I don't know. I don't think I had enough. I probably had enough plasma guns, but I'd already assembled everybody, so I can't go back and fix that. All right, moving on. We got one of the Sergeant Ripper models. I'm using as platoon commanders. A friend of mine asked me to see if I could do a wet T-shirt, and it's kind of like when you're looking at it on picture, not so much. Like you can sort of see a little translucency on the chest area, but it looks a little bit better in person. You can get a little bit better glance at it, but. Yeah, I was trying to see if I can do a wet T-shirt style translucency, and it's all right. But now that I know that I can do that, if I have to do that in the future, I could. So that's cool. Plus, the jungle fighters, so they're gonna get sweaty. Another infantry squad. Harker's sitting in there. Harker's providing them some support. And I think he's got a rule where it's like +1 to shooting. We got our last squad with another Sergeant Ripper also doubling as a platoon commander. All right. So, that is the army. If that's all you came to see, have a good day. I'm going to try to leave a link for the Imgur link so you can see more. Let's kind of get into quickly talking about projects moving forward, things I bought, things I ordered. Let's move on to it, random stuff like that. I ordered some World Eaters. And I got, from Victoria Miniatures, I got some Brilliant Beast Guard. These are going to be my 10-man cultist unit with auto guns and a 1 flamer. So we got those guys. Mostly just because I needed the special weapons kit, but I also thought they looked cool. So the little goat men, and I think they fit the cultist theme really nicely. We got ourselves a Terminator Lord, Master Executions. We got Karn, 3 Khorne Berserkers, the old-style Khorne Berserkers, because I'm not going to spend another $50, $60 per kit to kit bash the Blood Knight dudes from Age of Sigmar into Khorne Berserkers. I'm not going to do it. I'm like, no. I'll just buy the Khorne Berserker kits. One thing I like about these is they come in packs of 12, and later versions of this army have Chosen in them. And I didn't want my Chosen to be like regular Space Marines. I mean, the new Chaos Space Marines look pretty good. You can make them into Chosen. But I'm going to take those 5 of those extra 6 Khorne Berserkers and turn them into Chosen. I think it's going to be cool. 3 Chaos Predators, 3 Rhinos, the Catachans Terminator squad because they actually have a better loadout options in the box than taking the normal Chaos Terminator box, which I don't know what's going on there. Like Chaos Terminator box gets the shaft. I mean, it looks cool, but it's got like 1 of every heavy weapon. If you wanted to make a Red Butcher's squad with 5 chain fists or no 5 chain axes, and you're gonna have to buy 5 boxes of Terminators because there was only 1 chain axe in the box. And like I've looked around on Bits websites, you ain't getting chain axes anywhere else unless you're 3D printing them. Or you get them from Forge World, and the Forge World ones, I don't even know if the Forge World ones will really fit Terminators all that well. They kind of look like they're more designed for Khorne Berserkers, like the 30k version of the Khorne Berserker. I don't know. But anyways, I like the Catachans Terminators, and they're the old model Terminators, so who cares if I use them in my Chaos? They're old. They're from the olden days. They're in my Chaos army. We got some Spawn, and we got some Raptors. I think I'm going to double melt to those Raptors. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. Probably better points just to keep in close combat. But might as well double melt to them if I can. All right, so we also wasted our money, our hard-earned rubles, on an entire Primaris army. I'm going to paint these as Howling Griffins at some point in the distant future. But yeah, we got a Repulsor Executioner, because I like it. We got 2 squads of Eradicators, because I think Melts is kind of cool. Primaris Captain, Librarian, Chaplain, Apothecary. I think the Redemptor Dreadnought with just all the chain gun cannon stuff is going to be pretty cool. 3 Intercessors. The Blade Guard veterans, I was waiting for those. I think the Blade Guard veterans look cool. I didn't want the monopose ones. I wanted the multi-part kit. I don't know what extra stuff comes in there, but I think a Volkite pistol comes in there. So I think the Blade Guard veterans are going to be sweet. Moving on. 6 Psychers, because someone says, like, they're better in a squad of 6. So got 6 Psychers, 4 Crusaders showing up, 2 squads of 2, anyways. So those are for the Tempestus army. I think those are going to be cool. The poll. The results are in, and the results of the poll are Sisters of Battle. So, I don't know why. I don't know why Sisters of Battle won. I thought... sorry, excuse me. Apologies. I thought... Let me see if I have this. I have this poll somewhere on here. Do I have enough? I had it. I don't know what happened to it. Oh! Let me show you one thing real quick. This. I bought this playmat from Amazon from a company called Melee Mats, and look, honest feedback. It still looks like that. That's how it came uncurled. It's still rippled like that, even though I'd stretched it out in the sun and the heat, and like I flattened it out and put heavy stuff on top of it. It's still all... It wasn't that expensive, but it's almost kind of like, why bother? Why bother with a product if it's going to look like that? So, all right, let's try not to like get caught in a tangent. I don't know what happened to it, but it disappeared. I had the results of the poll somewhere. They're probably on my desktop. I don't know where the pictures are. But basically, Sisters of Battle won, and right below it was the Fallen, which I thought the Fallen were going to win. I thought Cypher and his bros were going to win. So, nope, Sisters of Battle it is, and it's a mix of Sisters, some Inquisition, and a Knight. So, I think it's going to look alright. And the stupid freaking Sisters of Battle Predator tank thing was announced yesterday, or the day before. I think it's yesterday. So now I'm like, crap. I gotta make room for battle tanks. Because if you're going to have a battle tank, you got to have 3 battle tanks. You know, you can't just have 1 or 2. You got to got 3 at least. And I'm like, you got to get the battle tank with all the DACA and like, So yeah, that's gonna be fun. So I think battle tank wise, point wise, I don't know how much they're gonna cost. I think they're gonna cost around the same amount as a Predator, because that's basically, they're kind of like a Predator and a Lehman Russ mixed together. But they look cool. I think they're cool. There's nothing wrong with them. I think they're pretty awesome. And I'm definitely going to get at least 3 of them. But points-wise, I have to look at them really closely, because if I make them... Because the Knight that's in the army takes up a decent chunk of points. And the allies I have and everything, I could probably take those out of the army and just have the 3 tanks. So I think those might be a good fit. But yeah. The reason why the Canoness, I think she is, the Canoness is like this, is I prefer to sub-assembly when I can, and especially with the robes and trying to get the brush everywhere and all underneath. Sub-assembling is easier when you're dealing with a lot of cloth and things like that, so we're sub-assembling her, and I think it's going to look pretty good. I'm not actually, so I'm going to prime it on this cork base, but... I'm not going to paint them all together because they would get in the way. These other sticks, they're going to come off there. They're going to go onto another cork. So it's just going to be like her body. Oh, so I was messing around, and yeah, I made a thing. I think it's kind of funny. So this is a test bed. What you're going to see next is a test, and we're going to end the video here. Aside from that, I did order some ITC terrain. Pro tip. One last thing, or many last things. If you want some GW trees, whether you play Age of Sigmar or 40k or whatever, if you want some GW trees, don't buy the Arden Wyvern Forest kit that's got 3 trees in it, because that's expensive. It's like $55 for 3 trees. No. Get your thinking caps on. Get yourself some Warcry, because the Warcry set's got 6 trees in the box, and it's like 70-ish. It's between 70 and 80 on Amazon. You get a little bit of markdown, or if you got an LGS that gives you a discount, it's you get 6 in a box. So if you get 2 boxes, you get 12 trees, which is way cheaper than buying the GW trees. Plus, you get other ruins. And I don't know. It's a weird. To me, it's an arbitrage example of like I should be able to buy just the regular woods trees from GW for less than the cost of those, but I can't. Like it's like way expensive to get 12 trees if you want the GW trees, and I think I like them anyways. So that's tangent. That's done. All right, moving on. Yeah. I want to start doing. Let's close this out. Let's get big. Let's get serious. There's a series I've been thinking about for a while that I want to do, and it is a stop motion animation series for Warhammer 40K, but it's actually also like a solo battle report. And so what I'm trying to do, and I haven't decided what armies I'm going to do it with, and I just made a quick little brief video idea, and we're gonna play it here in a second. But I've done some army I want to do this where I'm playing a game basically by myself, and I'm recording stop motion for every turn, and I don't know how if I'm gonna do voice acting. I do need sound and things like that. Yeah, so let's just kind of get into it. This is just a test. There's no sound. This is just like I set my camera up and I started taking pictures. That's all it is. So let's get into this. If you think this is kind of nifty, let me know. All right, so we got our 3 sentinels. They're moving across the battlefield. They're just making their way across. They're not doing anything. Sorry about the colors. And then, BAM! Cypher! He turned around slowly, getting up to him, getting close combat. He takes out 2 of them, and then he gets taken out. Another sentinel runs off to tell the boss, but Cypher's not dead. And he runs off to go get some breakfast burritos. Because that is Cypher! And he's the man. He's going to go get some freaking breakfast burritos. He's not going to deal with these stupid sentinel punks right here. But yeah, I want to do like stop motion Warhammer 40K battle reports, where I actually play a game with the rules and everything and rolling the dice, but the actual video and the whole experience is all stop motioned out. I just haven't really figured out exactly. I looked at some equipment that I needed, and we're going to stop this. So hold on 1 second. So I was looking at some equipment I needed to like really get this like a bit higher quality, and I had this weird thing. The roofs in my house, the ceilings. Okay, the ceilings in my house are not flat; they're sloped, and all the camera all the light fixtures are using like this pivot ball joint. So I can't really easily mount cameras or lights to the ceiling because they're not flat, and also it's all drywall, and I'd have to stud find out where it was. But I found this thing on B&H Photos, which is like basically it's like a 4-pod rigging that's really wide. It can go, I think it can go like 8 feet long, anywhere from 8 to like it can shrink in. So it can go long and it can go high, and you can mount lights to it to aim down and camera equipment to aim down. So that's a way that I've looked at doing like overhead shots of like a battle report of a table, which I think is actually a pretty nifty rigging way to do it with being not super permanent, because I don't plan on living in this house forever. I do plan on moving to a much colder state. But anyways, so I wanted a way to mount a camera, so I'm looking at that. I got a really expensive desk coming, so I'm gonna wait until after the desk shows up. Because I got it's like $5,000 for the desk, so I gotta pay it. They wanted it to be pay upon delivery. So if something's wrong with it, they can just take it back. so I don't really have to deal with that. So I'm looking at something that's somewhat permanent, but not permanent too much to where I got to unscrew things. So anyway, it's got an overhead rack. I got a slider I'm looking at, and then like a clip for. I do most of my pictures with my phone because it's a pretty decent phone. I mean, so it's over $1,000. But I also have my 4K camera, which is what I was shooting those pictures with, and those pictures are like super large. They're like almost 4 megs a picture, and I'm just like like 75 pictures. So I think the stop motion is gonna be pretty good. I posted that little GIF up a couple places. A lot of people thought it was pretty good. They liked it a little bit. So I think we're gonna go with that. But I've watched a couple stop motions, some 40K stop motions here or there, and what I really need is just need some sound effects, some like laser pew pew, some explosion sound effects, and some. I don't know how to do the VFX with like the laser shooting out of the guns I don't know how to do that yet, but that would be something that I think would be pretty cool. So that is what's coming in the future. As far as this coming week or 2 weeks, I'm taking a mild break from Warhammer to kind of like rest my hands and stuff. I'm mostly dealing with, I'm mostly just going to be chilling, relaxing. I will do some Warhammer, but I'm going to take about a week, 5 days to a week break. Like tonight, after this video is done, I'm going to go watch some X-Files, and I'm just going to relax. And yeah, so hope you guys are having a good one. And if you like the stop motion, let me know. Leave a comment down below. And have a good one. See ya.